Saturday edition of the show, Sports Talk Show 9 Power Radio 102.1 FM, and we're live right here from our studios, 32 Kogoro Road, Ilukweju, Southwest Lagos, Nigeria. Second in the month of August, 2025. And so I can still say Happy New Month to all of our amazing listeners out there. I am Park Citizens. Welcome aboard this ride. We get to serve you all of the best stories making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. Our dissecting of the hot topics this afternoon, going through the nitty-gritty about the in-swingers, the lancer passes, the slams, and the dunks. Our big stories coming through on the launch menu today, because I tell you what, I've got stories from the world of football, basketball, Formula One, our tennis stories on the show this afternoon. And plenty of talks about the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Everyone is fancying the ladies right about now. So yes, so much to talk about, so much to look into, both from inside and from outside the camp of the Super Falcons. In the world of transfer, let's talk about Ademola Lookman, Inter Milan, Atalanta. What's currently brewing between the Italian sides. Ademola Lookman has gone on to delete everything that has to do with Atalanta on his official page. Well, Atalanta are still holding up the fact that they want 50 million euros for the player, who, of course, in the last 24 months, you can talk about him being one of the hot-shot attackers in Europe. Not forgetting the fact that he had a hat-trick in the Europa League final a couple years ago now. I can say years ago because it's been 2 years. But then Inter Milan are saying, look, we are not paying more than 45. However you want to do it, you are holding up. You're not delaying us. You're rather delaying this transfer. But Atalanta are still doing the same thing. I can recall the other time when they were looking to sell Amad Diallo to Manchester United as well. Almost the same thing played out. Once they put a value on a player, they will make sure that they get exactly what they are putting on that player. But we're hoping that things get sorted between the two clubs in the nearest seconds, by the way, because delay can be dangerous. Because as it is right now, with the news making the rounds right about now is the fact that Inter Milan are now looking towards Chelsea's attacker. That's talking about Christopher Nkunku. But yeah, so much can be said about that particular deal, though. I'm talking about the one for Ademola Lookman. Because don't forget that RB Leipzig will also be getting a bit of windfall. So in my own opinion, I do feel that the main reason why Atlanta are holding up for that 50 million euros valuation is the fact that there's going to be 50 million sell-on clause that RB Leipzig will be getting if they make that transfer. So yes, if they are looking to do, they are just trying to be on the safe side, if you ask me. That and many other stories I'll be serving to you on the show this afternoon, right here on the Sports Option 9 Power Radio 102.1 FM. What I need you to do for me right about now is to get strapped up and enjoy this ride. I'll go get your favorite beverage. I might be tea, I might be coffee, and let's go straight into it. Our Sports Option comes to your airings Mondays and Wednesdays from 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. and on Fridays 5 to 6 p.m. On Saturdays like this, I'll do it from 2 to 3 p.m. 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of rage, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews. Ayodeji Ajiboye is my name. I'll definitely be riding solo with you on the show this afternoon, and I promise it's going to be an exhilarating ride. Let's get straight into the major stories. Especially, I will start from the news coming through where when I talked about people looking to farm the Super Falcons now. That's exactly what Eniola Aluko is doing. The sister to Son Aluko, the guy who at the point in time represented the Super Eagles of Nigeria as well. People are talking about the Super Falcons all of a sudden. There's so much attention on the ladies. Okay, we'll talk about that and the course of the show this afternoon. Let's go straight into top stories that I've got for you on the Sports Up Show on 9 Power Radio 102.1 FM.
This is Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM. For the best in sport entertainment, tune in to Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Oh, what a feeling. Look what we've overcome. Oh, I'm gonna wave my flag and count all the reasons. We are the champions. There ain't no turning back. Saying, oh, can't you taste the feeling? Saying, oh, we all together singing. Look how far we come now. There's beauty in our unity. I'm ready. We still got a long way, but look how far we
definitely ask me how I'm feeling this afternoon. I'm feeling fly, I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling elated. Of course, why the Nigerian Tigers are now ready for their semi-final showdown against Senegal today at the 2025 FIBA Women's AfroBasket after cruising past Cameroon on Thursday, 83-45, to book their place in the last four. The head coach of the team, Redna Wakama, who describes today's clash against Senegal as one that will be both emotional and physical, but insisted that Nigeria would not be distracted from their mission to retain the AfroBasket title. The Nigerian women extended their unbeaten run at the competition to 27 games with a commanding victory over Cameroon. For the record, and in case you missed it, the Tigers have not lost a major competition, especially at the AfroBasket. Ask me since how many years ago now? Yes, it's been over a decade since the ladies last lost a particular game right there. And if for context, since the year 2015, I talk about 10 years dominance of female basketball on the African soil. 27 games, guys. The Tigers will be facing the former coach Otis Oili, who is now leading the Senegal's charge in a reunion that adds emotional weight to a fixture already packed with high stakes. The game will definitely be going down later today. Senegal has also secured their semi-final ticket with the hard-fought 66-60 win over host Ivory Coast, setting the stage for the fierce West African showdown. And now with the victory, Nigeria not only will play in the semi-final berth, but also will be making our fourth and final African slot for the 2026 Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament that is going to be played later this year. So much has been said about players from the Nigerian side, with likes of Mojana Tomosa, who are being credited for a lot of work that she's been putting in into the side. You cannot forget the likes of Ami Okonkwo, the likes of Ezine Kalu, that amazing guard will, of course, definitely I'll be looking to make the difference for the team when the game is definitely tipping off later tonight. The winner between Nigeria and Senegal will also be playing the final against either of Mali or South Sudan. Will be facing off in the other semi-final of the FIBA Women's AfroBasket currently on the way right there in Ivory Coast. And away from that right now, let's go straight into athletic stocks on the show, because in case you missed it, ongoing right there is the 2025 Athletic Federation of Nigeria National Trials, which is happening at the Yaba College of Technology here in Lagos. Riff of the moment in the men's 100 meter Koinsola Ajayi, the women's 100 meter rising star Prestina Ochonogo, and amateur specialist Shadi Olatoye were standard athletes from the day one of the 2025 Athletic Federation National Trials. The trials, which had earlier been scheduled to hold in Abeokuta, Ogun State, but prior to some late change in venue, especially because it was said that the World Athletics Championship they're not looking to accredit or to give a go-ahead to making use of that stadium, because it's been said that some facilities there are not up to standard. The main reason why the venue was changed from Abeokuta down to Lagos, and then it's a big qualification because he has to hold before the start of the World Athletics Championship, which will be taking place next month right there in Tokyo, Japan. The opening day of the competition saw elite athletes taking to the track and the field in their respective disciplines. Ajayi won the heat one of the men's 10 event in a time of 10.05 seconds, while Israel Okon also passed a new personal best of 10.03 seconds to win the E2. Like to Fakurede, Nicholas also clocked the new personal best to mark up 10.06 seconds, winning E3. Meanwhile, Tokyo 2026 Olympic Games finalist Enoch Adegoke also put in a commendable 10.14 seconds to win E4. The likes of Alaba Akintola 10.08 seconds, winning E5. So at this right now, we go straight into the day two of the event today. While in the women's 100 meter category, Ochonogo also continued our preparation for the forthcoming World Championship with a victory in a time of 11.48 seconds to win it one. Precious Nzaku and Faith Osamuyi, who ended up in second and third respectively. The discus event was evenly matched. Choma Yekwere successfully defended our national title ahead of close friend Obiageri Amechi, who could only manage a throw of 59.39 meters. The win saw Yekwere win her third national title out of the 5 championship she has participated in on the home soil. The competition is definitely going to be continuing today, and more athletes are bidding to reach the qualification standard times, which will be sufficient to seal a spot at the World Championship come next month, September.
champions. Represent your country, raise your flag, show your true colors. Oh, what a feeling, look what we've overcome. Oh, I'm gonna wave my flag and count all the reasons we are the champions. There ain't no turning back.
Still another sport on the show this afternoon, the Sports Talk Show 9 Power Radio 102.1 FM. Don't forget you can keep track of these updates and more by following us across all social media platforms. We are currently live on our YouTube channel at iImpact 102.1 FM, right there on YouTube at iImpact 102.1 FM. And you can as well be a part of the show. I'm live on Facebook at iImpact Radio 102.1 FM, on Facebook at iImpact Radio 102.1 FM. Let's get in tune together this afternoon. And let's get interactive on the Sports Talk Show here on Empire Radio 102.1. I'll be trying the phone lines open soon and very soon because I like to add your 2 cents, especially when we get to the part when we talk football as well as other sports on the show. Because in the world of Formula One, the Hungarian Grand Prix will be going down this weekend. An amazing one right there. A lot of stuff coming through from that particular sphere as well. In other sports, still, as it concerns Nigerian Olympic gold medalist Tony Yoka is now criticizing the prospect of Anthony Joshua fighting influencer turned boxer Jake Paul, describing the potential bout as and questioning why the former world champion would contemplate such a match. Matchroom boxing chief at the earned and most valuable promotion CEO Bidiaria and have both added fuel to speculations about the potential fight between Joshua and Paul in the recent weeks. However, Yoka, who joined Frank Warren's Queensberry earlier this week, stated that the bout would be pointless, arguing that Joshua does not need the money such a fight would generate. According to him, like Joshua, Yoka won Olympic gold at super heavyweight, defeating Joe Joyce in a controversial circumstance at Rio 2016. However, Yoka's transition to the professional ranks has not gone as smoothly as his fellow Olympian, with the Frenchman record standing at 17-3 without a sniff of the world titles Joshua has claimed over the years. So in the book of this person, it feels like Joshua has the name as to Jake Paul, and he does not see a reason why Anthony Joshua should want to get into a ring with a YouTuber, by the way, in his own books, because of course the fight is going to generate the revenue, the fight is going to generate the funds, but it feels it's below the pedigree to which Anthony Joshua is currently standing right now, because you don't want to count 1 to 10 boxers in the world right now and not mention the likes of Anthony Joshua. You just have to put him in the mix. So as it is right now, I'll be looking forward to see whether or not Anthony Joshua would also be accepting to get into this particular bout against Jake Paul in the coming days. But once Eddie Earn is definitely speculating some matchups, you can look forward to it happening soon and maybe very soon. And away from other sports right now on the home front, before I go straight to Europe, let's talk about football on the home front this afternoon as it concerns Nigerian players. Like I stated earlier, when talking about transfer, Atlanta yesterday as well rejected Inter Milan's 45 million euros bid for Ademola Lookman, turning down an offer that's 42 plus 3 in add-ons. And one thing Atlanta is saying is that they want the payment outrightly, no amortization, pay us and have the player. But then it does not look like something Inter Milan wants to do at this time. Atlanta are informing Inter of their decision to reject that proposal, because 40 million was rejected, and now 45 say they don't want. They want that 50M valuation. The player is, according to reports, has agreed personal terms with the Nerazzurris and is determined to make the move to San Siro. But Atlanta are remaining unmoved by Inter's improved offers. It's been clear that they want the full 50 million euros, which is the asking price for Lookman, even if that figure includes performance-related bonuses. The club stance is partly influenced by the obligation, like I mentioned, that they have to pay RB Leipzig about 10% of the profit, up to 20 million euros, and 15% above that figure as part of Lookman's original transfer from the German club. Transfer has been said that Atalanta would be swayed by the 45 million euros fixed fee plus 5 million in add-ons, but Inter are said to have reached their limit and are not ready to make an improved bid. But I mean, once again, this will beg for the question as to why they are not willing to put in an improved bid for Ademola Lookman, because if you have to be another player, definitely, I think by now there must have been a change in talks in the last couple of days. But as it is right now, the club are holding back. They say no, they are not looking to improve on the offer. And Atalanta are also saying, you know what, if you are not doing it that way, it's going to be our way or what? Or the highway. But for the player, he has deleted all photos and posts about Atlanta from his page. Also unfollowed the club, showing that he's unhappy with the current situation. The 26-year-old was currently linked to the move to Inter Milan. But his club are still, rejecting offers, holding off the fact that you just have to do this or we're not going to let you go. Inter Milan definitely are looking to have a form of rebuild under their new coach, who is Christian Chivu, and are keen to sign the Nigerian winger, Lookman as well, are eager to leave. They are black and blue boys from next season. Still talking transfers on the show this afternoon on the Sports Talk Show on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Another of Nigerian player who is currently being linked to English Premier League side Fulham, AC Milan winger Samuel Chukwueze is emphasizing the positive atmosphere at the club, declaring that everyone is happy and working hard despite ongoing speculations about his future at the San Siro. The Nigerian international made the comments following Milan's 9-0 victory over Pets Glory on Thursday, which wrapped up their preseason tour right there in Australia. Scored 1 goal out of the 9 goals that were scored, and while speaking after the match, I praised the new coach Massimiliano Allegri whilst highlighting the squad's unity. The Super Eagles winger also painted a picture of harmony within the Milan dressing room, revealing the lighter side of professional football, where it's left to be seen whether or not he is going to be on the radar, on the transfer radar in the next coming days as well, or maybe is going to commit more time to playing right there with AC Milan. Of course, you want to talk about AC Milan being one of the big dogs when you talk about football in the Italian Serie A. And still on the home front, let's go talk about transfer update in the Nigerian Premier Football League. It's been said that Adewale Adeyinka is now nearing the move to Shooting Star Sports Club of Ibadan for the 2025-2026 Nigerian Premier League season. The Adeyinka is now reported to be in advanced talks with Oluyole Warriors. Definitely, 3SC looking to have an amazing rebuild this season. Talk about the management and also the likes of players that they've been able to secure this season. 2 players have joined them from Ayimba already, and they're looking to also sign the one-time shortstopper for Plateau United, because at the point, also a league winner, one time behind the sticks for Aqua United, and also played for Kwara United as well. Definitely, we look to see where this particular transfer is also going to head in the coming days in the Nigerian Premier Football League. More talks coming through from the home front this afternoon. It's been said that the Nigerian Football Federation has now appointed Haji Gafar Olawale as the Southwest coordinator for the 2025 Under-19 NPFL Championship. The appointment, which is highlighting Haji Gafar's unwavering commitment to the growth of sports in Nigeria and his passion for youth development through football. The recognition is well deserved, given his contribution to football on the home front as the chairman of the Lagos State Football Association. Haji Gafar has demonstrated his ability to lead and manage football development initiatives, and as the Southwest coordinator, is definitely going to be playing a key role in overseeing the tournament's logistics, ensuring that the competition is run smoothly and also efficiently. Away from that, Nigerian Premier League side, Katsina United also completed the signing of defender Segun Adekunle from Kwara United. Also signed striker Uche Collins from Bendel Insurance and Bashir Usmab from Rangers International. 4 other players were also signed by the team to join the Katsina United lineup for the new season. We told you earlier in the week that Kalemi Warriors unveiled 16 new players who are going to be joining them as they also prepare for the 2025-2026 season in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Before we go away from the home front this afternoon, let's go take this particular talks coming through from the Nigerian Premier Football League.
Oh, what a feeling. Look what we've overcome. Oh, I'm gonna wave my flag and count all the reasons we are the champions. There ain't no turning back. Saying, oh,
Super Eagles striker Cyril Desas has revealed that the Nigerian Premier Football League is among the leagues he would consider playing in before hanging up his booth. That's according to the Rangers forward who was born in the Netherlands to Nigerian parents and has spent most of his professional career right there in Europe. Speaking to newsmen, he admitted he has an eye on a few exotic destinations for the twilight of his career. On his immediate future, according to the 29-year-old, he confirmed they remain focused on Rangers despite transfer speculations, but says it's a hard choice. But let me say, players like Japan, United States, South Africa, or Nigeria, it would be nice to play there. According to the player, is also addressing the links because in the recent times, he's been linked with a move to Greek side Olympiacos, and he says where he scored that number of goals, it's normal for other teams to show interest. I've seen the rumors, but I don't know anything specific about that. This kind of talks, says are normal for it to happen. That's in the words of Cyril Desas. Right there, the man who's definitely firing across all cylinders for the Scottish club. Right there, and away from that, let's take talks coming through from the camp of the Chan Eagles. Don't forget that the Chan tournament will be kicking off today, and the Super Eagles B team will also be in action come next week. Their first game is going to be on the 5th of August, which is going to be on Tuesday. And according to the assistant coach of the team, Daniel Ogumodede, has declared that the team's mission at the 2024 African Nations Championship is to win the trophy. Ogumodede will guide the Remo Stars to a league title before joining the national setup, emphasized that the players are fully focused on achieving glory. Nigeria has been drawn in Group D, where they play alongside defending champion Senegal, Sudan, and Congo. Their first game I mentioned is going to be against Senegal at the Aman Stadium in Zanzibar. The 2024 Chan featuring only players based in their domestic leagues will be running from today to the 30th of August, right there across Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. The team of the tournament was unveiled a couple of days ago with a new trophy also in play for the tournament. Pajoma is said to be the theme of the trophy for this year. And away from that right now, let's quickly skedaddle straight to Europe, and I'll start us coming through from the world of tennis. British tennis star Emma Raducanu has been knocked out of the National Bank Open right there in Montreal after a tough loss to American Amanda Anisimova. The match, which ended 6-6-1 in favor of the 5th seed, who dominated from the start. Raducanu had won both of their previous matches, but this time she struggled to keep up. She only held herself once in 8 sets and was unable to create any break points after the opening games. Anisimova took control from early in the game, breaking Raducanu's serve in the second game of the match. This will now be taking Anisimova into the last 16, where she'll be facing either 10-seed Elena Svitolina or Anna Kalinskaya. The 22-year-old has now won 14 of her last 17 matches and remains unbeaten in 29 straight matches after winning the first set. Raducanu will now take some time to recover before heading to the Cincinnati, where she's expected to be seeded and receive a first-round bye. Elsewhere, Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek moved into the next round with a 6-2 win over Germany's Eva Lise. However, Toxic Jessica Pegula was shocked by world number 386 Anastasia Sevastova, who came back to win 3-6, 6-4, 6-1 in the game that was also played yesterday at the Montreal Open. A couple of Opens currently underway right now as we're preparing for the US Open, the final and the last Grand Slam of the year 2025. I want to definitely look forward to in the world of tennis. All of the players definitely gearing up for this particular one. Away from that right now, yesterday, 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka also registered a dominant 6-6 win over 22nd seed Jelena Ostapenko. Japan's Osaka, a winner twice at the US and Australian Open, will play against Anastasia Sevastova after the 35-year-old was able to upset defending champion, like I mentioned, and also the Torsy Jessica Pegula yesterday at 3-6, 6-4, 6-1. Pegula was on an 11-match winning run in Montreal, but an error string deciding set cost her against world number 386. Ladja Sevastova, like Osaka, returned from maternity leave in early 2024 and has now registered her first win over a top 5 opponent since the year 2017. In the men's event, 7 seed Andrei Rublev came back from a set down to beat Italy's Lorenzo Sonego 5-7, 6-4, 6-3. Russia's Rublev will play Alejandro Davidovich Fokina next after the Spaniard beat 12 seed and Miami Open champion Jakub Mesic at 6-2, 6-4. American second seed Taylor Fritz also advanced with 75 minutes 6-4, 6-2 win over home favorite Gabriel Diallo. And away from the world of tennis right now, let's go straight into the world of Formula One. Plenty of talks coming through as the qualifying for the Hungarian Grand Prix is going to be happening today right there in Hungary. But before we go into that particular one, let's talk about the qualifying in particular, because yesterday McLaren's driver Lando Norris says he's admitting his frailties is used against him, according to his former teammate Carlos Sainz. Sainz, who partnered with Norris at McLaren from 2019 to 2020, has remained friends with the Brithwood, and he opens up to the media and the people more than any other driver on the grid. People use that against him. Sainz, who now drives for Williams, said what you see on TV is what he is as a human being, because he's very good at showing himself. Norris, who ended Friday's practice at the Hungarian Grand Prix as fastest by a time of 0.291 seconds from his teammate Oscar Piastri. Norris is currently 16 points behind Australian before this race, which marks the end of his first part of the season before the summer break in the world of Formula One. After this Hungarian Grand Prix earlier this year, Norris was struggling with a lack of fuel from the front arcs of his car, which made it difficult for him to anticipate its behavior when he was pushing the limit. McLaren definitely have made a change to the front suspension to improve this aspect of the car for him. Norris has been more comfortable since the Canadian Grand Prix from June this year. A couple of errors in the qualifying laps in Canada left him sixth on the grid and crashed into Piastri after misjudgment during the race. All hands in glove right now, and we look forward to see who definitely will be coming out on top in the Hungarian qualifying later today. Who's going to be taking pole position is what we are looking forward to. Norris definitely top both practice session yesterday, and Verstappen is said to be one from train items out of the cockpit. Lewis Hamilton definitely is saying that he's unhappy with the Ferrari car. All of this are definitely what we are monitoring in the world of Formula One. Like I mentioned to you, Norris definitely aiding his teammate Oscar Piastri to a 1-2 in the practice yesterday, but then a lot of talks are coming through from the other side as well. More like Lewis Hamilton, we're saying it's definitely not having a funny with Ferrari. And according to talks coming through from Ferrari side, Federico Furcio, who signed a new contract to continue as Ferrari team principal beyond the end of this year. Earlier this week, the 57-year-old Frenchman deal was due to run out at the end of this year, 2025, but he has now agreed what the team have called a multi-year contract for the coming Formula One seasons. Furcio, who joined the team at the start of 2023 on what was then a 3-year deal, and over the past 30 months, they are saying that they've been able to lay a strong foundation together. According to Charles Leclerc, when he was asked about the multi-year deal in the drivers yesterday, Leclerc said he was really happy. The news was out in the open, especially as recent whispers had just suggested that the Frenchman position as the boss could be in doubt. Whether or not this is going to be more like, should I call it some form of encouragement for the drivers going into the qualifying and also the race right there in Hungary later this week. Later today, by the way, not this week. And away from that right now, let's go straight into the world of football, taking stories coming through from Europe on the show this afternoon. Don't forget you can be a part of the show. 907-224-5018 is the gateway to the studio. You can send me your message on WhatsApp, maybe a regular text message, and you can as well call me up. Yeah, I would love to hear your voice because I know you like to do that as well. 907-224-5018 is the gateway to the studio. Let's talk transfers together. The likes of Chelsea who are definitely still very much in the market right now. At the point in time, everyone is thinking maybe they are done with whatever it is that they are buying, but then they are still in the news. Likes of Alejandro Garnacho might be making a move to the blue side of London. It's very possible because Garnacho, as well as a couple of other players at the end of last season, and made it open that they will be looking to leave Manchester United by the end of the season. And then we'll go a couple more days before the transfer window is going to be shutting down, and then we'll go straight into the amazing and the much anticipated 2025-2026 season. 0907-224-5018 is the gateway to the studio. Let's rub minds together on the show this afternoon. The Sports Up Show on Impact Radio 102.1 FM. I'm right there live on YouTube at Impact 102.1 FM and on Facebook at Impact Radio 102.1 FM. Our big story coming through from North London is the fact that Son Heung-min has now said he's going to be leaving Tottenham Hotspur after 10 years. Honestly, nobody saw this coming at all. And he had to do it at a press conference right there in his country of South Korea. According to the 33-year-old, it's time to call it a quit. He joined from Bayer Leverkusen in 2015, I can remember. An amazing player he's been. But of course, I capped that amazing career by winning the Europa League with the team last year. Did I say last year? In May. Yeah, last season really. It's a good send-off for Son Heung-min, because definitely played over 450 matches for the Spurs. Amazing career he had, scoring over 173 goals as well. Looks like he might just be heading to the MLS in United States. But what the time to call it a time on his career, winning Tottenham Hotspur's first European crown in 41 years. They don't make them like that. There's no much big influence you can have on a team as much as that, winning their first trophy in over 2-3 decades. Amazing feat that one is. But then Spurs, of course, it's been said that they've been quiet in the summer, because they've only been able to sign Mohamed Kudus from West Ham United, and the likes of Morgan Gibbs-White who also looked to join the team, but then the move was said to have broke down because of some disparities between the two teams right there. I'm still talking about more stories from the world of sports right here on Impact Radio 102.1 FM. The man that has been talked about the most right now, Alexander Isak. It's been said Newcastle United have also turned down £110 million plus add-ons. Yes, Newcastle United turned that down. That was the opening bid that came through from Liverpool. £110 million, guys, falling short of reaching the £120 million in total that the team, Newcastle United, had placed on the player. Well, according to reports coming through, Liverpool are preparing to go ahead with the second bid for the player. But then Newcastle are keen to keep the Swedish forward and have now set the price high at £150 million. Isak, who is currently in Spain right now, training alone at the former club Real Sociedad facilities, did not join Newcastle's preseason tour of Asia, with the club stating he was recovering from a minor injury. But this definitely, you can tell that it plays out a lot of time when players want to make a switch from a team to another, and it does not look like it's going to be happening anytime soon. So yes, exactly what he is also trying to do right there to make sure that he's forced the move away from Newcastle United. I mean, he definitely wants to join Liverpool, if you ask me. And in my own books, looks like that's exactly what the player is trying to do with the move away from Newcastle United to Liverpool right there. More talks in the world of football on the show this afternoon. Impact Radio 102.1 FM. It's been said that an amazing connection, which we'll be looking forward to in the camp of Barcelona in the Spanish La Liga come this season. But one player from Barca is now saying that they should give his teammate the Ballon d'Or already. That's according to Spain and Barcelona midfielder Gavi, who believes his teammate Lamine Yamal will win many Ballon d'Or trophies in the future, even if he doesn't win this year's award. The winner of the 2025 Ballon d'Or will be announced next month, September, with contenders including the likes of Lamine Yamal, Ousmane Dembele, Rafinha, Mohamed Salah, Vitinha, Pedri, and also Kylian Mbappe. Yamal, who is just 18 years, of course, had an amazing and outstanding season with Barcelona last year, playing a key role for the Hansi Flick's men, winning both La Liga title and also the Copa del Rey. That's aside from also winning national honors with the Spanish national team right there. More thoughts coming through from the Barcelona camp is that Rafinha is also saying that he's welcomed the increased competition for places in Barcelona's attacking positions following the arrival of Marcus Rashford. The England international, who arrived this month on a season-long loan from Manchester United in a bid to bolster the already formidable attack that includes Rafinha, Yamal, and also Robert Lewandowski. When he was being quizzed by newsmen if Rashford arrival means more competition for playing time, he says when you play with this jersey, with this club, you need to be prepared for all competition that there is to be. Rafinha, who considered last season to be the best of his career, but said he accepts he still has room for improvement. According to the Brazil international, scoring 34 goals, having 25 assists and 15 appearances, as Barca were able to win the La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and also the Spanish Supercopa last year. Barca have not won the Europe's elite competition since 2015, and of course, the likes of Rafinha and other players will be looking to make sure that they bring that particular one right there to the Spotify camp. Away from the Spanish Liga right now, going back straight to the English Premier League and to the camp of Manchester United, where Diego Dallo has now said United head coach Ruben Amorim is building a squad which fights for each other as they look to bounce back from the worst season in more than 50 years. United's 15th place finish in the league was their lowest since relegation to the second tier in 1974. Pre-season victories over West Ham United and Bournemouth, United States to have led to some optimism that Amorim is starting to turn things around, and the player Dalot also said he believes the biggest change has been the mentality inside the dressing room. Amorim, who made a big statement before the trip to America by leaving behind Alejandro Garnacho, Anthony, Jadon Sancho, and also Tyrell Malacia. Marcus Rashford, who was quickly dropped last season after Amorim arrival in November, has been allowed to move to Barcelona right there on loan. Other French players like likes of Luke Shaw has already backed the manager, headlining the stands, while Dalot also said it is part of a push to raise the standards right there at Manchester United.
One hand, two hands for your balance, yeah. Show you two colors. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go down the shore.
And away from that, right now, it's been said that Burnley are now in advanced talks to sign Chelsea striker Armando Broja on a permanent deal. The broad agreement has been reached between the clubs, but the 23-year-old is yet to greenlight the move himself with a 5-year deal on the table. Broja, who is keen on a move to Tottenham, but the move is not expected to go through until early next week. According to sources, the move could be worth up to £20 million, but the exact price has not yet been confirmed. The man who joined the Chelsea Academy in 2009 and signed his first professional deal with them in 2020, made up to 38 appearances for the senior team, having going on loan at the likes of Vitesse, Southampton, Fulham, and also Everton. I think his first goal was in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Armando Broja. I think his first goal was in 2022, but then really not been up there. Living up to the expectation. I mean, a typical Chelsea academy player right there. But Chelsea definitely, they've been able to do an amazing, business this summer, because of course they've been able to sell the likes of Noni Madueke to Arsenal. They sold João Felix to Al-Nassr. They also sold Petrovic to Bournemouth. I think they sold Kepa Arrizabalaga as well. So definitely, cumulatively they've made over £100 million in terms of player transfers this season already. So if they still want to sell more players and buy more players, I think except for the PSR though, they are definitely up to up to the task right there. Away from that, still in London, it's basically that Arsenal have now completed our pre-season tour of Singapore and Hong Kong and will be returning to England. Hoping the preparation will be helping them win their first trophy since the year 2020. Plans for the pre-season heavily involved manager Mikel Arteta, across the idea to put the voluntary player training camp in June before the full group travel to Spain and then on to Asia. As it is right now, the Gunners will be going straight back into it when they get back to England later today. Of course, they've been able to add a couple of new players within the ranks right there, with Gyökeres also making his Arsenal debut in that 1-0 defeat to Tottenham Hotspur. The Thomas Frank side were able to get one over Arsenal right there outside of the shores of England. And away from that right now, still talking transfers on the show. It's been said that Brian Mbeumo will be making his Manchester United debut against Everton in Atlanta later today, but there's uncertainty hanging over the club's pursuit of, I believe, the frontman Benjamin Sesko. Along with Matthew Skriniar, Mbeumo is part of the £130 million summer outlay, but United, but his first appearance was delayed while he got to the same fitness level as his new teammate, a result of his former club Brentford beginning pre-season training a week after Ruben Amorim scored. Amorim confirmed he's going to play when asked if Mbeumo would feature again against Everton in the final match of the 3-game Premier League summer series happening right there in the United States of America. And away from that right now, a couple of matches will definitely be going down later today, because in case you missed it, in the English League, the League 1 is definitely going to be starting today, as well as the League 2 in England. Okay, kicked off already. Cardiff City already played against Peterborough United, and that one ended 2-1. An amazing way to start off the league right there for Cardiff City. Would definitely I'll be looking to have another shot at promotion come next season. Still the sports option right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Taking top stories coming through from the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and the sometimes controversial world of sport.
Hands up for your colors, represent your country, raise your flag.
Wrapping up with this on the show this afternoon. Yesterday, there's the news about an England legend who is urging the NFF to improve national team appeal. This one is coming from former Chelsea forward Enio Aluko, who has urged the Nigerian Football Federation to improve the competitiveness, the organization, and the overall appeal of Nigerian football to attract dual nationality players. In the recent interview, Eni Aluko emphasized the need for the Nigerian Football Federation to take proactive steps to convince top-tier players to choose Nigeria over other nations. Aluko will stress that the Nigerian football system must evolve to become a competitive choice for players who are eligible to represent more than one country. While Aluko played for the England Lioness at the international level, our brother Sonny Aluko featured for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And this is actually bringing a lot of fans to ask the question, like, is it enough for her to have an opinion on the league right now? Because a couple days ago, she was definitely being blacklisted from, making views, making opinions, because she had a bit of issue on the national TV right there in England, where she even had to step down from her duties as a pundit in that particular one. She was even made to, do a bit of public apology. But here she is making comments about the national theme of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Like, look here, you did not represent us. So whatever opinion you think you have about our national theme, we really do think that you should keep it to yourself. Am I speaking the mind of many when I say that? Because really, let us manage our internal issues the way we know how to manage it, without influence from outside of the shores of Nigeria. Our sports option on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. That's how much we're thinking on the show for today. An amazing 50 minutes has been with you guys, serving you the very best of stories that are currently making the rounds in the world of sport. The sports up show will be running on Monday from 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. and on Wednesdays as well, 6 to 7 p.m. Fridays 5 p.m. down to 6 p.m. and Saturdays like this 2 p.m. down to 3 p.m. where we do 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of reach, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews. Your early morning sport tonic sports in a jiffy comes to your airing 10 a.m. down to the flip side of 10 every weekday. Yeah, Monday to Fridays, you know that already. Our sports in a jiffy, where we serve to you in bits and in pieces with a total of the major stories that are making the rounds in the world of sport. Ayodeji Ajiboye is signing out this afternoon. I always tell you to stay sporty, stay active, drink enough water to stay hydrated. Go out there and be the best version of yourself. Be out for yourself a lovely and a blessed new month of August. Daniels is right here to take you through the rest of your day. The Saturday occasion at IFA Radio 102.1 FM. I'll see you when I see you once again. Sayonara.
From the greens of golf to the court of tennis and basketball.